Hey everybody, Brad Linder back at you with another set for the He-Man line that I'm doing for the sketchbook and card series. And this is the first one that I'm going to be doing this evening. And then right after midnight, I'm going to be doing one or two more immediately for tomorrow's set. Now, what we've got going on with this late night session is I've got Beastman here, and I'm going to be sharing this over with the page real quick so we can share it with everybody on Facebook and everybody on YouTube. So we're going to be catching this up. And let's see here. We've got it in 3, 2, 1. Yay, we're alive. Okay, cool deal. Now I'm going to be knocking out Beastman. This is one of my favorite villains from the He-Man series. And I'm going to go in here with a practical E93, which has a little more of a pinkish brown hue to it. Normally a little bit more of a rosy pink rather than the traditional tan, because I want him to have that simian look where his skin is just a little bit smoother and more pink. And we're going to knock that out right here. Straight for the lips here. Boom, done deal. Careful not to jack up the teeth too much, because they're going to have a little bit of this hue as well later after I tone him out. But I don't want to go overkill because they have a funky color to them too. I want to give them a little color too, to give them a little life, like there's blood going through them. And the cool thing about Beastman is that he is unique, very unique in the way that his eyebrows are done, and that his eyelids are done, because they're not of the norm at all, which is really awkward. I'm going to go ahead and paint in these top ones because of the fact that I want to go over that and give it that fleshy look, even though I'm going to do them with a different tone. So I'm going to get this going on. Then we've got the ears. Very cool. The original design had this open, and he didn't have these sideburns, and his head was open to where you had this whole thing going on from the side where you could see the entire side of his face, and it was like a beard down here. But the modern rendition leaves him like this. Now his hands are the color of fur, which I haven't decided if I'm going to color his hands flesh color yet or not. I may make them that way just to make them a little awkward and a little more off, but I'm going to anyway. So I'm taking a violet, a V04, and I'm coloring in his really cool eyelids, which normally they're blue, but it depends, because the action figure has them as blue, and about every other show has them as purple or violet. It just, then they show back up blue, then they show back up purple. I don't know what they're going to call it yet, but we're going to go ahead and go with that. And, I'm just going to leave it as that rendition. So we got it done and got it out of the way. Now, this is going to be, I want to take this and make sure it's not going to be too dark, because this crystal on his chest is normally blue. A lot of people don't get that, but this piece of armor is normally blue. I like to color it blue. Sometimes you see it as orange, sometimes you see it as blue, sometimes you'll see it red, and it goes into his into his fur, and I don't know. This time I'm painting it blue because of the fact that that's the way they have it modernly in the new animated series and in the comic book currently, and that's what I'm going to go with, because I want to make sure that it pops out and doesn't sink into his fur and look weird. Okay, cool. Now, I've got this bright pink here. I'm going to put in here for his tongue so it can offset from the color of the skin. There we go, cool deal. And then I'm going to go in here with something really funky to start him off. to give him some highlights, I'm going to go in with a base coat of orange. I know that's going to sound weird. I know you people are not going to be happy with that. People are not going to be happy with that, but that's okay. All right? Just trust me on this one. Again, this is a painting technique for making candy apple red, to be more specific. And I'm going to go over every bit of this fur and make this happen. That's right. So if you're just joining me, yep, it happened. It really did. So bear with me. But I'm not going to oversaturate this because I don't want to saturate the card to where it won't accept any more ink, because I do want this to work. So I'm pulling this as a wash around this character here to get him done. Like I said, just a base coat, no big deal. Doesn't really matter as long as it saturates and coats it to fill in all the little pockets and whatnot. There we go, cool deal. People are going to be seeing this coming in the middle of it, and they're going to be like, man, he's not orange. It's okay, stick with me. So we got that going on. Now I'm going to go around here on this hand and outline that a little bit better so that I can go a little faster pace without jacking him up. Jacking him up's a technical term. Okay, cool deal. All right, just like I did on the last one on the Galaxy Girl, I am taking these lines and going outward to keep the moisture from warping the card. Now I've got to do a little more refinement around these pieces so that I don't turn this thing some funky offshoot color, especially while it's drying, so that I can tone it. Okay. Boom. Nice. Get in here real quick, knock this out. Now the next one I'm going to be doing, by the way, the next card in this set that I'm going to be doing is Buzz Off. I've had a bunch of people ask me for that, especially old school He-Man fans. They were huge on that guy. I'll be doing him tonight for tomorrow's card right after midnight, so that I can knock that out, have that done for the day, and you guys will be able to wake up to that. If you're not watching live, you'll be able to wake up to that and know that the card's there. It would be awesome. Nobody misses out. That's the cool thing about these lives and these Facebook and YouTube videos, is the fact that I get to leave this stuff where you guys can catch it up later. So, all right, we've about got this. Beautiful base coat. It's coming off really well, even where it's catching leftover graphite in the blacks. It's still coming out really solid. Boom, done. Now I've decided I wanted to go flesh colored on that hand because I just think it'll make it contrast a little more and really, really pop out. So I am going to go the flesh route, because normally his hands are dark red, but in this one I'm going to go the flesh color so we can have it contrast against the hair and really make him look three-dimensional where it pops up and screams that it is there. And with this 3D effect it's getting, it may become one of my favorite cards. It really may, because this has a great feel to it, especially now that it's colored and all the depth comes out. And the reason I'm coloring in the nails here is because I'm going to go with a gray on them to tone them down and really make them pop and make them look like claws. So that's the reasoning behind that. So here we go there. Go on that side, go on that side. Leave the highlight towards the middle. There, there, and there. Boom. Black that one out because it's folded under. Go on this side, leave it bright. Nice shine on that one. Cool deal. And to throw them off just a little bit, because I'm going to be contrasting this one anyway in some of the fur here, I'm going to go ahead and hit those highlights with a little bit of brown to kind of give it that reddish shine through hue that we want. Brilliant. I like it. Now, we've got that knocked out. Now we're going to go, hey, Jimmy, welcome back. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Now we're going to go with this red again. And I'm going to use an Artist Lofts red. And the reason is, one, it's a finer tip, and two, it's really bright. I want it to just pop out of there. I really like the idea of it just being just boom all over the place. Now I'm going to break this up, and I'm not going to fill out all of this, and I'm doing this for a reason, because the hair doesn't go one direction. You know, you don't get just one solid area of hair that's one color. It blends when it's fur like this. So as long as you stay within the pattern and the flow of the hair, it's going to be very interesting as a visual effect when it comes out. And I'm going to streak some of this dark brown through it as well to make it, you know, kind of contrast a little bit against that orange. And like I said, I know that may not be somebody's cup of tea, but that's all right, you know. I like doing things different, and that's why I do this, because I want to show you guys different techniques and styles that you can use and different mediums to make this stuff really work in your favor. I'll come down here on these bigger pieces like that. I'm giving them a light brush stroke, so the contrast will actually be the red bleeding through with the broken stroke, with not saturating it so badly. So I think that'll be a cool contrast unlock. And I'm glad I'm going to shade his hands with the brown here, because I just went over it. I'll go ahead and do that now. So this is going to dry lighter, so it'll be really cool with the flesh of Beastman here, because it doesn't dry quite as harsh as some of the other browns that I use. Kind of fill that in a little bit. Little early detailing because I went over the line a little bit. That's okay. Could have been so much worse. Okay, cool. Go ahead and put in darker lip. Snarling nostrils. Get right up underneath that purple eye. Contrasting eyelid. little bit down here in the beard. There we go. Cool. Right up against the hairline there. Along that side of the ear. Nice. Okay, cool. I didn't expect to make them pop out like that, but that's okay. That works. All right. Now back to this. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. Now, I'm going to go down here, catch this, boom, done. Right up underneath this. Go with the line of it here. Knock this out the way I originally planned to. Okay. I'm really digging that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and skip around a little bit, come up into this beard so I can get some of that contrast to balance it out so it doesn't look awkward. You know how when somebody gets a haircut and they shave down the sides and or the top and they don't shave down the sides, you know, it looks like a old bald guy, or it looks like you know, basically a reverse skunk, because you get that white stripe down the middle. And it doesn't matter who you are. If sun hasn't hit your skin in a while, it doesn't matter what nationality you are, it's going to show up. It's going to be awkward. Just have that pale strip go down the middle of your head. Barber's pointing at people, telling them to look at you. Look at this dude, he's funny. Okay. I make fun of that because I know that's what I would do. If I was a barber, I've got that sense of humor. Okay. Get a little more of that mane. Now I'm going to go this way with this because I don't want to mess up this fine line work of these points here. Go this direction. Like I said, just leaving random highlights and contrasting the orange. Trying not to crush my tip here as I go back and forth. Leaving that little ridge for a highlight on the head. Want that orange to peek out so it shows like fur, and as it dries it really will pick up those colors and start to show. Put that thing down so I don't mess up that hand. So many people are afraid to experiment with stuff like this, and I love doing this type of stuff because that's part of what art is. That's why there's a science to it. It's the chemistry of mixing different materials and mediums and contrast and all that, and you know, and that's what makes it so fun, is getting to do this and not being afraid of it. And that's what I hope to teach people from the artistic part of my career, is to step in and say, you know, be brave, be bold, color your stuff, do your stuff. You know, be you, do you, don't worry about it. And I tell my daughter that all the time. So now that I have that going on, I'm going to take this really cool brown here that I textured her hair with on Galaxy Girl, the last card I just did, and go in for some shadow points. Just kind of hit the underside of everything and darken it up just a little bit and make it balance out and rival that red, and just come off completely bold. and not really being hard with it, just kind of catching, like I said, the low points. I don't want to color him brown because that's not the color of the character. I want him to be contrasting to those highlight colors that I gave in the mix. So now I'm just going to kind of hit the center core of a few of these, not even all of them, just some of them, and give him some contrast to pull against. Just like this. Very cool, very subtle. And I'm brushing it in here to make it kind of fray in places because I want it to look like hair and not be overwhelming. Trying to control the direction. Okay. Digging that big time. Oh yeah. Okay. Catching right there. That one's going to be a little darker because it's underneath. Trying to make that match up. Okay. Now, this is going to be a neat effect when this is all said and done, because he's still going to look very, very vibrant and very red. Because like I said, I'm not wiping out everything. I'm accenting it instead of pulling it all together to where it's washed. Because I didn't want him to just be a big red blob. You know what I mean? I've seen people do that where they color these things and they'll just make them, you know, it's like he's red and that's it. And I don't want to do that. I want to make him scream that, you know, Beast Man, plain and simple. And I want him to be so vibrant that he pops out and you just can't deny the fact that it's the dude is Beast Man, plain and simple. And that's what I want him to be. Okay. I'm going to leave those little, see those little edges there? They kind of give that undertone highlight from where it's like fraying in the wind or, you know, just swaying out, getting wind blown and torn and turned. Looks very cool. And it contrasts that dark brown very well. Because it's a little brighter and more bold on the top, where you're getting a lot more of the red and the yellow kind of thing going on. The cool thing about these Artist Loft fine points is you can go right in with these brush tips and get super close without too much damage, as long as you rotate the pen and don't let the ink flood out. They tend not to overrun very often once you control them, but you have to practice with them a little bit. So if you're going to get them, get yourself a stack of paper and plan on some drawings and making some copies of, you know, the art you want to color, and print off some test pages and get you a couple of sets of these, because you're going to burn through them practicing, and knock them out, try them out, see how they go. But plan on practicing, just like with anything else. It's a new tool. You got to practice with it. Okay, getting to the bottom here. Very nice. Okay. Now, he has these amber-colored eyes that go out beyond the iris, and they are very strange in the way they're colored. They're not exact, and they go out around the line like that, and then they have an awkward pink hue to them around that. So just so you know, if you're ever drawing this guy, that's how they look. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit different blue here. This one's kind of an electric. It's a fluorescent. It's an FBG2. So that's a fluorescent blue-green. That's why it has that Caribbean water, you know, that crystal clear ocean color to it. Very liquid contrast there. I'm going to color in all the center there, and then I'm going to dot it like that. I think that works very well for that one. Now, I'm going to leave that alone. And since there's nothing to color around him, we're pretty much done. That's it. We've got Beast Man. I hope you guys dug this one. Hey, Todd. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate that. This is going to be the last one for right now, guys. Let's see. I've got 11:21 my time. So I'll be back in about 30 minutes or so for another card, which I'm going to be doing right after midnight for tomorrow's date, which is going to be Buzz Off from the same set of He-Man cards. And it's going to be awesome. And the next one after that I have coming up is going to be Fisto right after that. So he's in the same collection. He's a master as well. So Buzz Off and Fisto are masters like He-Man and Man-at-Arms and all the other colorful characters that we have in the series. But anyway, I'm going to be inking this guy up in about the next 20 minutes or so while I've got a little bit of time. And then right about midnight, we're going to color this guy out, and then we're going to color him in another session right after. So we're going to double up 2 days in a row right off the bat. So I will see you guys on the next one if you're around. If not, and you're catching this at a later time, as always, you know how it goes with me. We have this crazy ride called life that we're strapped to for a while, hopefully a long while. And we've got this great big rock we're floating around on. So let's see what we can do with it to benefit us while we're here and make it better for the next generation. So leave it a better place than you found it. Talk to you later.